Welcome to BOCAS del Toro. BOCAS del Toro is an archipelago of different islands here in Panama. It is very close to Costa Rica, it is almost at the border, and I will be spending almost a week here. So I will have the chance to explore all the islands and show you everything that there is to do and see here on these islands. From the Lost and Found hostel, we got the bus with the end destination Changuinola and got off at Almirante. From there, we shared a taxi to one of the taxi boat companies. We bought a return ticket for $10 and hopped in to go to the main island. I was moved for the sake of the boat's balance and was the only person who got absolutely soaked. Luckily, the boat ride didn't last too long. It was only about 20 minutes. I have been staying at Aqua Lounge here, that is just in front of the main island. It is a $1 water taxi to get here. I've been staying in the dorm room. This is one of the only hostels that also has a kitchen, and the kitchen has 3 fridges, which is such a plus. It's really good to cook. You can even rent kayaks and surfboards and paddleboards, but as you can see, there's a lot of traffic from the boats that are going to the other island, so I don't really know where you would kayak safely around here. There's also a little rooftop deck here, and I must say there isn't that much space to sit and eat the food that you've cooked because there is a restaurant as well. And most of the common area is that restaurant/bar, so you can't really be there with your own food and drinks, and I feel like it's not really a very social vibe. It has been very busy here on party nights and very noisy as well. But even if there's no party here, you can still hear the noise from the other island, the bars that are on that side. And overall, other than the parties, it hasn't really been that social. I stayed here because if I stayed here, I could attend the Filthy Friday celebration or party for free. At least half of it, the last half from 5 p.m. onwards. It starts at 12 at the Selena hostel, then they go to a floating bar, then they come here, and then there's like an after party that you can go to at Selena's. And if you stay here, you can attend the last half for free, and otherwise you need to pay over $40, which doesn't even include any drinks. I definitely saved a lot of money and made the right decision in staying here, because even though it is a bit more expensive here on BOCAS del Toro to stay, if you have a kitchen, you do save a lot of money on food. So for me, I guess I made the right decision. It was also very easy to visit all the other islands from here. The first excursion was to the famous Zapatilla Islands. This was probably my favorite day in Panama. I've made a separate video about it that will go live after this one. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. The second most popular day trip is to Starfish Beach. We took the bus from the BOCAS town main square and it dropped us off at Boca del Drago. From here, it was a 15 to 20 minute walk to Starfish Beach, also known as Playa Estrella. The beach is lined with bars and restaurants, and in general there are a lot of facilities like sunbeds and water sports. It is probably a cool place to hang out with friends for a day, but it doesn't come close to the Zapatilla excursion in my opinion. It wasn't sunny, which was great not to get sunburned, but it made the color of the water also not as nice and blue. Instead of taking the bus back for $3, we managed to get a taxi boat ride for $5 each. It was the best part of the day. We loved our captain and we got to see a new part of the coast. All of a sudden, the captain started fishing and this happened.
Oh! That's so pretty. ¿Lo vas a comer?
Sí.
Ah! Provecho.
He caught his own dinner. That was so cool to see, and we saw many more starfish along the mangroves. We also passed by the floating bars that I'll visit later in this video before having a great Italian dinner in BOCAS town. Every Thursday evening there is a reggae party at Aqua Lounge and we had a good time. Obviously it was Filthy Friday the next day, and on Saturday I went on a walk around the entire island of Carenero, the island I was staying at. Hello guys, it is Saturday and I am walking around the island of Carenero. I am joined by a lot of little crabs, like a lot. It's a really lovely walk. It is the island that I am staying on. I decided to just go for a little walk around the island and see what it has to offer. It is a bit more local and there are a few lovely bars on the island. Yeah, I'm just loving the vibe. The walk around should be like 40 minutes. Personally, so far, I like this beach a lot more already than Playa Estrella because that was so touristy. And I mean, look, there's like the forest right next to it. You can see the surf, and the color of the water is also a beautiful blue. An activity that is very popular here in BOCAS del Toro is actually going out for a surf. And they do not do this on the beach from the island, but they take you with a boat to where the waves break on the reef. So you are kind of in the middle of the ocean surfing. And I can see them all the way from here. It looks really, really nice actually. I believe I have just spotted a kingfisher and I have found a washed up dollar. Okay, serious question. Would I be laundering money if I was washing this dollar for it to be used again? Made it to the northernmost tip of the island, which means that I am halfway because I started south and started my walk along the east coast, and I've definitely been walking way longer than 40 minutes already. So I would say the walk is probably more like 2 hours. Also, I'm not a fast walker. Like, I am strolling, enjoying, taking pictures, but it's honestly so lovely, and I'm assuming that the west side is also more populated, so I'll walk through it a lot faster than I did the east side, because this is more like just rough nature and I'm loving it. Excuse me, look at the size of my foot. What the f? Oh my god, I just jumped over that giant crab. I don't know, why didn't it move? I was making some noise to like chase it away. I had to put my foot a bit closer in order to be able to jump over it, but I didn't know if it looked quite big. Like, would it like bite me or? Oh god, now I'm lost again. The path isn't always very clear. Okay, it says private. They do have these signs whenever there's doubt about where you should go, but there are quite some obstacles along the way, like this big boy, but usually there's always a path already created around it, which I like. They don't just remove the obstacles, you move around the obstacles. That's nature. Back in civilization, thank god. My biggest fear was to get 3/4 of the way and then have to turn back because the path was blocked, but I got here in the end. I have reached the halfway point where you can cut through the middle of the island, so I guess that means I'm 3/4 of the way. So if you don't want to go for a long walk and also you prefer staying on a proper path, then definitely cut through halfway. Sorry, I'm just looking at all the little crabs and all these little holes, and this island should be called Cangrejo Island instead of Carenero, because it's full of crabs. The rest of the trail on the west coast of the island is more of these buildings that have their own dock. I am back at the hostel. It took me about 2 hours eventually, going quite slow and taking a lot of pictures along the way. But definitely take some drinks and snacks with you if you are undertaking this, especially some water. I really underestimated this walk. Even though I enjoyed it a lot, I wasn't really prepared and I didn't really know what I signed up for. But now you do. So bring lots of water. I arrived back to dog cuddles, made some sandwiches I couldn't finish, and joined the hangover party at the hostel, which included a beer pong tournament and a jumping competition. We had an incredible dinner at Tropical Birds and drinks at Coco Fastronomy. Good morning, guys. I am all packed, as you can see, and my best friend is on her way here now with a flight from Panama City. I'm gonna go and pick her up at around 9:30 and I'm moving hostels. We have made it! For everyone who's seen the Spain videos, you will already know Zara, my best friend. She's just arrived today. We've made it to Bambuda town, which is a lot nicer than Aqua Lounge. But yeah, obviously I stayed there for the party and now we're staying here for a night. We've booked the shuttle to get to Puerto Viejo, so as of tomorrow we will be in Costa Rica and we'll be traveling through Costa Rica together. And today we are probably gonna go back to Isla Carenero because I love the beaches there and it's just way cheaper than Red Fork Beach. I won't be going to Red Fork Beach because people told me it's not worth the $20 that you need to pay to get there. It was raining earlier, but luckily it has stopped, so we're gonna go as soon as possible to get to the beach. We passed by the back alley burger stand and had to get lunch here. How excited are you?
Very excited.
Once our bellies were full, I took my crazy cat lady to the beach, where I found some island dogs to cuddle with. We quickly got bored of laying on a beach and hopped in another taxi boat to pay a visit to the floating bar called Boya de Vida. Our taxi boat almost didn't make it, but we got there eventually and were welcomed with some free shots and got some great cocktails. Esther? We got an upgrade. Instead of the dorm that we were sleeping in, we are now sleeping in a 4-bed dorm with an ocean view. Zara is really being my lucky charm today and I hope it'll last for the rest of the trip. She also got us some free taxi boats because she was a bit clumsy with the money and eventually they said, oh, it's fine. And now this. So we are hopeful for the rest of the trip. And now we are gonna get freshed up, go for a little happy hour, and then a welcome drink here at the bar of the hostel. After our free welcome drink at sunset, we had some happy hour drinks with other solo female travelers and all went out for dinner together at Coco Fastronomy. As the sun came up in the morning, it was time to leave this very fancy hostel behind and made our way to Costa Rica for more adventures together. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the next videos of this Central America series. So I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!